G'day lawnies, welcome back to the channel. Today we are out here and we're going to do a bit of maintenance on this thing. So basically I'm going to give it a cut first up with the arrow and then come through and try and do a groom with the Predator Scarify here. So, and then once we've done that, we'll come back, give another cut with the big arrow. I may drop it down and do a bit of a height cut reset, just with this heat around lately. Sort of grass has grown and the crown's grown up with it as well, and it sort of just got away from me a little bit. So we may do a bit of a reset here, but we'll see how we go once we give it a cut, give it a groom sort of thing, and then yeah, we'll give it another cut just to clean it up and see where we're at. And we may drop it down to somewhere around 12 mil, just do a bit of a reset, and yeah, we'll go from there. So that is the first pass done on the lawn, and as you can see I've taken probably about, what's that, a third of a catcher I reckon off, and it's sort of the end result there. But we want to touch on a few little areas which you can sort of see here, which that crown has really come up and there's not actually much of the leaf blade left. So I'm sort of getting right into that crown. That's what happens when you let your lawn just get a little bit too long between mows, and you come through and cut it the same height, and then that sort of browning effect can happen. So that's why we're going to give this a go here. So this is the Predator Scarify here. It's got a couple different cartridges you can use, which I'll you'll be able to see here in a second. One of which is basically like a rake. So it's a sort of dethatching rake, I think they call it, which obviously goes through and rips out, which I don't really want to technically do. I want to sort of slice, try and act like a groomer without having obviously the quality of the groomer blades. So we'll see how we go. Ideally, if I could get a groomer for this, I would, but unfortunately they don't make it or sell the attachment for it, only the model above. So look, it is what it is. But yeah, so this has got a 160 on it. I think the new ones now, they've lowered back the engine to like an NH something, but this is one of the earlier ones. So I got the big 160 Predator engine on it, and it's got quite a few different settings, obviously height wise. And then as we sort of get underneath it here, so as you can see, you can almost act these like a sort of like a slicing tool. Obviously I'd much rather have the groomer sort of action, but look, you know, you can sort of slice through your canopy and yeah, give it that sort of grooming effect. So look, we're going to give it a go, see how we go, but that's the idea, and we'll get into it. So as we're about to rip into it here, I do have it set to roughly in the middle, which will sort of slice through a little bit better, get closer to that, I guess, dirt, but I don't really want to be touching dirt. So just sort of going to go through, slice through in a couple of directions, and we'll sort of see how it goes. Obviously, yeah, don't want to remove a lot, as I said before, but still want to try and help thin it out a bit and stand up that grass as well. But obviously, with the roll, I've been rolling it over, so I just want to make sure I try and stand it up, and then when I come through and cut it again, if I do cut it again at 12 mil, just to sort of, yeah, get that truer cut. So I'll have a quick look here, and you can sort of see through there where it's pulled a lot of it out, and then it sort of stood a lot of it up and more just thinned it. It didn't actually pull it out. So obviously if I went with the dethatching rake, it would have pulled a lot more out, but for the most part you can sort of see that it's done roughly what I wanted it to do. Not super aggressive, so we'll give it a cut at the same height and see how it goes. So after that double cut, you can see I've taken off another probably a quarter of a catcher there. So considering it's the exact same height, and all I've done differently is literally just ran over it with the Predator Scarifier, I was able to stand a lot more of that grass up, thin it out a little bit, but actually just stand it up. And yeah, coming through and getting another quarter of a catcher off is pretty good results.
So granted, this does look pretty good, but I came here thinking I was going to do a height cut reset. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to drop it down to 12 mil. We're going to do a double pass on it. And yeah, just sort of thin it out a little bit. I'm not going to drop it all the way back to dirt. Just going to go 12 mil, and then once it gets back up to 16 mil, I will start applying a plant growth regulator. So just going to thin it back a little bit more, and then yeah, once that grows back, which probably won't be that long, being that we're 35-degree days every single day for the next week and a half, yeah, we'll start PGRing it. So let's get in, drop the mower down to 12 mil, and let's get the cut going.
For this as well, I did actually do a DIY height cut bar. The proper ones are about $400, something like that. So obviously really good quality, but you know, I made this for about $30. So just an aluminium bar, and went on Amazon and bought a digital height cut gauge and screwed it and glued it with some Gorilla Glue or something. I can't remember now, but if you do want to find out more about it, just hit me up below in the comments, and I'll yeah, find out all the information for you and reply back. But yeah, saves a lot of money, and it makes it a lot easier when doing your adjustments for your height cut, because you can get it so much more precise, and it costs you 10 times less.
Alrighty, so we're all done now. I've done about three or four passes after I did the main one, so it's had about 6 cuts today. So we've absolutely given this thing a good running over. I got about I think half a catcher to begin with off my first double pass, and then after I did the Scarify, I got another half a catcher, and then I dropped down to 12 mil and got another 2.5 catchers. And surprisingly, it's actually still holding on to a lot of green, which probably shows me 2 things: that I do have some high spots and I have some low spots, so it does need a good leveling, which I haven't really done a massive one, just done little bits and pieces. But overall, pretty happy. So this won't take too long to bounce back. We'll be back out here tomorrow morning. So this is today's Monday. We've got 41 today, so I really need to get this down, give it a good drink of water now. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to give it a bit of root max. So we'll be back in the morning for the liquid application. Catch you then. Alright, Lonnie, so we are back now. Obviously it was meant to be out here Tuesday morning, but it's now Friday, so lawn's recovering pretty good, so we're getting there. Another 30-degree day today, but a bit cooler morning, so we've got it all in the tank, got our root max and our kelper ready to go here, so let's chuck it on the back and get it sprayed out. Alrighty lawnies, the applications are now all done. So being a folder application, obviously I'm going to leave it on the leaf, but look, thanks for watching guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe and that like button, and yeah, you can check out my recovery so far. It's not looking too bad at all, so shouldn't take too long to fully recover, and then we can start cutting again at roughly 16 to sort of 18 mil depending on how I want to go, and then we'll get some PGR down. So we'll catch you next time guys. See you later.